Our Wendy's male high school athlete of the week. He is a sophomore for Topeka West boys tennis. His name is Carter Cool, and he is off to a fantastic season in his first year in competitive high school tennis. Obviously, last year as a freshman, year gets canceled because of COVID-19, but this year he's a city champ, a regional champ, second place at the Centennial League meet as well. Carter, before we get to some of your team's accomplishments this year, because what a year it's been for Topeka West, for you in your first season in competitive high school tennis, just in general, what has this year been like for you?
It's been different, especially with the COVID restrictions. It's been hard to get through some of the season, but it's been amazing to experience high school tennis.
What is something that has really stood out to you? Maybe we can go back even to the very start of the season when you're just starting it again. You didn't have that freshman season. What was kind of the first, all right, this is the real thing kind of moment?
Especially my first meet. It was understood that this was high school, and it's a lot different than anything I've ever done before.
What was maybe that one thing then that, saying that it's different, and obviously the higher you go in levels of competition, the different things are, the more challenging it is. What was that moment for you? What was kind of the, hey, welcome to this stage moment?
It was actually my first match. It was against Alex Shear, and his level of competition is just through the roof. And that was the moment after I played him and I realized the competition and everything is just so much higher.
We're very familiar with Alex Shear, another one of our former Wendy's high school athletes of the week. We're talking to our current male athlete of the week. His name is Carter Cool, a sophomore for Topeka West tennis. Let's get to some of the accolades, and let's start with your individual ones first. As I mentioned, city champion, regional champion, a great finish in the Centennial League meet as well. As you've progressed throughout this season until these postseason events and now with state coming soon, what would you say at this moment is the strongest part of your game?
I think the strongest part of my game is just to continue playing and never give up. The way I play tennis is I just keep getting the ball back. I try not to make as low as mistakes as I can and just keep getting the ball back and just outlast my opponent.
Let's get to the mental aspect of that, because I think in a lot of sports this is the case, but in tennis there's such a mental aspect to that. Matches can last for so long, and you mentioned trying to outlast your opponent. What do you think of the mental part of the game of tennis? Like, do you feel as though that's something that you've always been kind of built for, or is that something that comes with more experience?
I think it definitely comes with more experience, but I mean, you just have to block out everything else besides what you need to do. Just focus on what you need to do while you're playing, especially since the matches can't take so long.
We're talking to Carter Cool, a sophomore for Topeka West boys tennis. He is our Wendy's high school male athlete of the week. I mentioned the team accomplishments this year for Topeka West, and you guys just have had a tremendous season, heading with all 6 of your competitors from this past weekend to the state tournament coming up next. From your perspective, even before we get to talking about the state tournament, what have you thought of the way you, as part of the whole group and the whole group in general, has performed this year?
I feel like coming into the season, we're all young, and we knew what we wanted to do, and I feel like we've just worked the whole season to get there, and we've shown that we have gotten there.
When you talk about that youth factor, too, I think that's an interesting element of this, that there's still obviously a lot of talent out there on the court, but a lot of learning and developing that's going on too. Do you feel like that's almost helped you guys, that you can all sort of work through those youthful hurdles all at the same time?
Yeah, I feel like it's helped us how we're all in this situation. Even though we do have a junior on the team, most of us are young and our first year of playing high school tennis.
So now with that in mind and with the state tournament coming up, just in general, what are you expecting out of the event? Is it something where you're happy to be there and it's kind of like playing with house money? Do you have your eyes set right now already as a sophomore on a championship? What are some of your personal and team goals going into state?
I think I want to know what the experience is, but I also want to be competitive and I want to do the best I can. I think my goal would be to medal.
One last thing for you here, Carter, and it's another one. It's both an individual thing and a team experience. What is kind of the mindset for you and the rest of the group going into this? And you were just saying, your goal is to medal. Is this very much, we're all in it together, like we're going to support each other, the whole thing? What's been kind of the mental aspect or just the team camaraderie aspect of this special group that's so young getting to the state tournament?
Well, all 6 of us, we've just all stayed together. We all work together. We all play together. We stay together as a team, and that's how we've gotten so far. It's just not it's an individual sport, but we play as a team.
And that team is having a fantastic year, as is our Wendy's Male High School Athlete of the Week, Carter Cool from Topeka West Boys Tennis. A fantastic season, the city champion, a regional champion as well, helped propel Topeka West to a team title at the Centennial League meet. And next up for Carter and the Chargers, a trip to the state tournament. Carter, thank you so much for the time this week. We really appreciate it, and best of luck coming up in the state tournament.
Thank you.